Well, as a breast cancer survivor myself, I know too well the toll the disease takes on your body, your loved ones, and your finances. Sadly, not everyone has access to the resources they need. Such was the case with my first guest, whose sister didn't have insurance when diagnosed, and that led him to create Project Blues. Founder Mike Barachon joins me today, along with Michelle Jones with Life Care Alliance. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Well, Mike, we are going to start with telling us all about Project Blues, because some people may not have heard of it before. So what are you doing?
Well, it is a real grassroots thing that we're doing for sure, and we're growing every year. Project Blues is an organization that I founded with my family and some really good friends, and I did it to honor my sister, who unfortunately, this is the 10th anniversary of her passing, and she was diagnosed and passed away in 3 months. And she didn't have access. She was up in Cleveland, and she didn't have access to the Columbus Cancer Clinic. I didn't even know about it. And so I started this Project Blues and developed this relationship with Life Care Alliance and the Columbus Cancer Clinic to honor my sister. And really it's threefold, three things that we're doing, we're trying to do. Importantly, we're trying to get the word out to women in Central Ohio that the Columbus Cancer Clinic and Life Care Alliance exist. And go get a mammogram and get diagnosed early. And if you need help, they provide rent and food assistance. And so we're funding women in Central Ohio awareness that it's available, which is a mission that these guys have, and we're trying to help them with that. And then it's about the blues as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, why the blues? Where did that part come from?
Well, I have a long history. I've been a blues fan my whole life. I have a massive vinyl collection of old blues, and a lot of the guys that play in the show, I was fans of, and I've become friends of through this, because the artists, a lot of the volunteers, all have history with cancer, and the blues is a very passionate music genre. You know, it was born in the churches and the fields and in southern United States in the early 20th century, and it's about passion, and what we like to say is pain, fellowship, passion, and healing. And that brings us together in Project Blues. So using blues as a healing, music, and it does that. It provides that. So.
And you talked about Life Care Alliance, which Michelle heads up, and you know that we hear Life Care Alliance, we think of all the things that you guys provide, but I think sometimes people don't realize the scope of what you offer, which is what Mike is talking about. So share with us what you guys do.
Well, the Columbus Cancer Clinic is one of our agencies. They merged with Life Care Alliance in 2005. And the Cancer Clinic, their tag is prevention, detection, support, and hope. And that's what they provide every day. Because of the generosity of Project Blues, we're able to screen people here in Central Ohio who are either underinsured, uninsured, or if they have major insurances. They can come down to our offices at 1699 West Mount Street and get a mammogram or get a head-to-toe cancer screening. And that's why we're here, to help people.
And I think it's incredible, because you called it a grassroots effort, but you have raised $90,000 in 5 years for this cause. What does that mean to you, Michelle?
It is so incredible, because one of the things that we don't do at Life Care Alliance is turn anyone away regardless of their ability to pay. So this really does go back into helping people and getting the word out and making sure people. We also have a mobile mammography unit that can be transported to different businesses or community centers in and around Central Ohio. And we're just really thankful for Project Blues bringing the concert, raising the money and helping those who need it.
And Mike, let's get to the details that people need to know to go to this event. When and where and how can they get the tickets? Okay,
I could tell you that. I have a poster here that I'll talk about. Before we do that, I want to make sure we talk about what we do on Friday, which is probably the most important part of the weekend. Saturday I'll talk about in a second. That's the fundraiser, and it's an all-day blues event. But Friday evening, Life Care Alliance sends out 40-some buses out into Central Ohio, and they bring Columbus Cancer Clinic patients, Meals on Wheels customers, and other folks in Central Ohio. And from 6 to 8 o'clock on Friday night, we sit them down, we serve them dinner, and we put on, all of our artists will come in early on Friday, show hours. and it's a religious experience. And I mean, the $90,000 in supporting mammograms is wonderful, and it helps people very much. But this show on Sunday, to see these women come in their walkers and stand up and dance at their tables is
awesome.
It's awesome, and for the artists, it's really awesome too.
It's such a nice event.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really
They
wonderful.
start asking about it early in the year. So yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's why we do this. That's the main reason we do it.
And the guitar is part of your auction, right?
It is. First of all, Saturday, I'm going to tell you about Saturday's show.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
Saturday, big show.
It runs from 3, it starts at 3 o'clock. We call it Blues on the Porch. And the guys that run the stage actually built us this looks like an old porch from the South that we set up inside the venue. And this year, Bob Margolin, who was Muddy Waters' guitar player back in the 50s and 60s, and Kaz Kazanoff, who's the greatest living blues saxophone player and the leader of the Texas Horns, are going to be playing back porch blues from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, a local band plays, Doc Adams and Blues Hammer. And then we got a guy coming up from Jackson, Mississippi, named Bernard Jenkins, and he's the guy. He's been on 1,000 albums, but he's the side guy. He's the guy everybody wants on their album. And he's an older guy from Jackson, and we're flying him and his drummer up, and he's going to play a set at 5 o'clock. Don't miss that.
And unfortunately, we're running out of time,
Okay.
which is fine. We just want to let people know the guitar part of the auction. So it's 8 hours of blues.
That's right.
ProjectBlues.org they can go to for all that information.
ProjectBlues.org to get tickets. This is a replica of Anson Funderburg's 57 Stratocaster that we'll be auctioning at the show.
All right. I want to thank you both for what you do and for coming on Daytime today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.